Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to have the opportunity to address such a distinguished audience. I know I have some of your, but let me introduce myself again. My name is Nasya Ika as moderator and Hasna Arinda as first speaker. Kesia Nurul Aulia as the second speaker, Huri Aprilia Dewi as the third speaker, and Ingrid Fatmah as construction. Today, we would like to talk to you about sustainable communities. Our presentation will last for about 10 or 50 minutes. We will begin with Hasna, then Kesia, next Kesia, and finally Ingrid. What that sustainable communities? Sustainable communities has various definition, but essentially refers to a community that is planned, built, or modified to encourage sustainable living. Sustainable communities tend to focus on environmental and economic sustainability, urban infrastructure, social justice, and city governance. The term is sometimes used interchangeably. Synonymous with green city, eco-friendly community, livable city, and sustainable city. Begin with Hasna Arinda.
Now let's start with the first part of our topic for today, which is about urban development, balancing economy, ecology. Society in the structure and function of the city, efficient use of energy, efforts to reduce damage to nature, and creating attractive environments for society. New approaches to urban planning are essential for understanding urban process, which is increasingly complex, shifting the meaning of the city based on an environmental perspective provides implication in the form of a need for increased understanding and skill, a new approach of a city planner. An ecology-based approach or city farm integration of humans and ecology in spatially diverse urban contexts. And time is increasingly important to study in the future as an effort to deal with shifting the meaning of the city and facing environmental conditions as an element limited availability. Ecocity not only carried out only by elite society, but can be carried out by society based on regenerative principles. One, rooted in local participatory process. Two, integrate social, cultural, economy, and ecological dimension in a whole system approach sustainable. 3. Activity restore and regenerate the social and natural environment.
The second one is green infrastructure for livable cities. Green infrastructure is more than just adding scattered plants. It's about integrating green and blue space into urban design from the start. This means considering how infrastructure, such as roads and buildings, can work in harmony with nature. It's about breaking down the traditional separation between the built and natural environment, creating space that serve our needs and those of the planet. Green infrastructure combines various elements such as living walls, green roofs, rain gardens, SUDS, formable pavements, biowells, and parklets. This refers to a network of interconnected green space that provide many benefits, both for people and the environment. Benefits of green infrastructure for livable cities. 1. Improving local climate. Green infrastructure help reduce the urban heat island effect. 2. Increasing biodiversity. Green infrastructure components such as living walls, green roofs, and gardens provide habitats for diverse flora and fauna, thereby increasing local biodiversity. 3. Improves mental health. The preference of green space in urban areas has been linked to reduced stress level and improved mental health. They provide space for recreation and relaxation, improving well-being.
Low impact lifestyle choice. To address this issue, every individual must make sustainable lifestyle change in their daily lives. 1. Food. Choose locally sourced plant-based option. Opting for a plant-based diet whenever possible is the most effective way to reduce the widespread impact of food consumption. Agricultural expansion drives nearly 90% of global deforestation, while around 25% of the global land surface is used of is used for livestock grazing. This threatens biodiversity and ecosystem service, which provide protection for local communities, medicine, recreational, and spiritual benefit, as well as economic opportunities. 2. Travel. Avoid short trips by car. About 95% of the world transportation still relies on fossil fuels, and the transportation sector directly contribute 23% of global carbon dioxide emissions related to energy. Using public or shared transportation, or even better, walking and cycling can help reduce emissions and air pollution. 3. Housing. Make simple changes at home and work. Building contribute 21% of total greenhouse gas emissions, primarily due to electricity, heating, and cooling. Simple action at home and in the office can reduce energy needs. 4. Shopping. Think before buying. In this era of excessive consumption, experts say consumers should change their shopping patterns to consider what they truly need, prioritize product and last longer, and choose to share and repair goods while ensuring that communities can meet their basic needs. 5. Leisure. Rediscover local attraction. How people spend their leisure time, including tourists and recreational activities, significantly impact the environment, individual can take impactful action to switch to more sustainable recreational activities while staying in the local areas and supporting business around them. The tourist sector accounts for about 8% all of emissions.
Conclusion. Sustainable communities are communities that are designed, built, or motivated to promote sustainable living. This case include various aspects that are continuously related to reproduction, water, transportation, energy, waste, and material. The aim is to make cities and settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, creating safe, sustainable cities and the ultimate goal. This also involves investing in public transportation, creating green spaces for the public, and improving inclusive urban planning and governance.
Thank you for your attention and participation. See you next time.